So my name is Christina Bogiages, and I play the oboe and the English horn, and I am right now in the master's program in contemporary music, specializing in chamber music. And my research has been in free improvisation and exploring extended techniques on the oboe and body movement or gesture in different forms. It's been I have not had very much time with it. It's been since I started the master's program. I actually had this idea entering into the master's program that I wanted to use. I thought that improvisation, but thinking in terms of jazz improvisation, could help if an oboist who had been trained in classical music, as I have, were to learn how to improvise, as I don't, or in jazz, that actually might be able to help take ownership of written music when you're playing, and even more specifically in contemporary music, and looking at more freer forms of jazz. So that was where I started, and then I ended up just going into free improvisation, as the professors that I spoke with had an understanding of it being more linked to contemporary music, and so it was sort of almost in a way more acceptable in this academic world to use it as something to do research on. I think that perhaps in terms of opening, like the way of the different way of hearing, there are certain things that we might do differently or more intensely, or something in free improvisation than maybe necessarily in where you, like you were saying in the lecture, like where you have a written score and everybody to a certain extent knows what's coming next. Of course everybody's listening intently and communicating, but it takes on something different when it's unknown, when the material is being produced in the moment. And I think that perhaps we can do exercises to guide people in opening their ears or listening in a different way, or even figuring out, I think it maybe is a more psychological road, where you are trying to discover ways that you can, because to be able to, how do you not reject your baggage, but how do you work with it in a different way than you've ever done before? I mean, that is a psychological, to me, that's something that it's a new way of thinking maybe. So to me, that's the kind of teaching. It's not necessarily teaching, more like a guide of, let's open these new ways and I'll help you figure out for yourself, because it's definitely, like, I don't think it's something that you're taught in the way of traditionally in classical music, for example. We're taught by, everybody studies this method, you study everybody because you want to be able to get to this point. It's not like you start at A to get to B to get to C. It's more like you're given tools to discover your own way, I think. That's how I see it.